With your Lordship's permission, may I mention a matter? There was a fresh matter, my lord, regarding fixation of provisional rent. I'm running a distillery there. It was listed. No, we've sent an email. There's something a little more why I'm mentioning.
Yes.
I mentioned before Code 5, I was given liberty to mention before your Lordships. It was listed on 11 July in the supplementary list because we sent an email to the registry. We got an out-of-turn listing. But on 11 July, after 2, the court could not meet. Your Lordship was in a meeting, my lord, which went on for a while. So it was all the time showing for tomorrow. So in the trial court, with great difficulty, we got the matter kept for tomorrow. Now, yesterday, it has been deleted from tomorrow's list. So I mentioned before the court.
Just send email to the registrar listing. I'll take it up.
It's been sent. We'll send it again. Mr. Huda appears for the caveator, my lord. Fortunately, he's next to me.
But the two of you agree that at least until the next time it is listed, that you'll maintain your house.
If that is there, my lord, then if he can.
I'm just a caveator.
He happens to be in the court, you know.
If it can come. I mentioned before Code 5 in the morning. I was told to mention.
I'll find out what happened.
Great.
I seek my Lord's indulgence to mention, along with Dr. Singhvi, item 23, where on opposite sides, urgent section 9 arbitration matter.
Yes.
We were requesting, in view of the need for interim orders, could your Lordships list it on Friday?
No difficulty. That will keep on
Friday or Monday, whichever. No problem. Either.
Friday, my lords.
Or Monday.
Because Neet may go on for the whole day. Today's board we are planning to distribute between when we in fact discharge the admission board of today because Neet will get over today. And we'll space out the matters between Wednesday, Thursday, if possible on Friday, so that they'll be all over there before we go into.
My lords, my request, Friday may be better.
Yeah, at the latest.
We'll give a slip to the court master. We are opposing each other. You have to put it on Friday.
Your Lordship,
I'm most grateful.
There is one matter,
item 12 and
fresh matter. But any earliest date, if it can be
We
given.
will do that, yes. Other matters will be all spread out in this week itself.
Item 37, I'll give it to.
Taking a liberty to mention item number 34, my lords.
I just said that all of them will be spread out this
Can
week
I just
itself.
have one request, please? Item 14 for Friday, not for Wednesday, Thursday, because I have some difficulty.
It's a Friday, sir.
Your Lordship, I have a request in items 12 and 35. May I request for Monday? Mr. Salve is appearing in those matters. He's requesting if Monday could be given.
This has to be tagged, right?
Yes. These are fresh matters.
Yes.
May I take liberty to mention item 34? Your Lordship is already indicated for listing next, my lord, 33, my lords. This is matter a public interest litigation in respect of orphans, my lords.
Yes.
And your Lordship's order on 16th October 2023, my lords.
We'll spread it out.
I'm just requesting next week, somewhere in the top of the list, my lord, so that it can be taken up.
Taken up, but today we would have taken up on miscellaneous days. Every matter reaches by today we have need, therefore it's not.
I understand, my lords. I'm only asking it should be
Not
non-miscellaneous day, my lords. Non-miscellaneous days on the top of the list, my lords.
Keep it on all right. We'll
Some-
see what to do. Yes.
Some date, my lords, if possible.
Yeah, I just said because this week in the next 3 days it will be listed.
My lord, my friend has to come from Delhi, Lucknow. That's why I'm asking.
All right, keep it after 2 weeks.
This week.
Yes.
But the date if possible, my lord, date if possible.
Because Monday, next Monday.
Mondays.
Yes, my lord.
But your Lordship, Monday is also miscellaneous day. Is Wednesday or Thursday or better?
Auto?
Hey.
I don't know date. On next Monday.
Next 2 days, we'll spread it out in the next 2 days.
Lordship, item 13 may kindly be taken up on Friday because on Wednesday, Lordship, I have some difficulty. So item 13 may kindly be taken up.
1-3.
Yes, Your Lordship. This Friday, Your Lordship.
Item 32, my lords.
On Monday, huh? Item 13, we'll take it up on Monday.
Okay. Item 32 is the Manipur students matter, madam. Item 32.
Item number 8. 8, who is appearing?
Anticipatory will matter, madam. It's very simple matter. By tomorrow.
We'll issue notice in item 8. We have
Like interim protection, interim protection. It anticipatory bail matter, madam. It's very simple matter. By tomorrow.
we'll issue notice in item 8. We have
Like interim protection, interim protection. In
on, keep it after 2 weeks, liberty to serve the standing counsel for the state of Uttar Pradesh till the next date of the listing. There shall be an addendum stay of arrest in criminal case number so and so arising.
interim protection is.
Sorry,
Item 32 is the Manipur student matter.
keep it on. I will fix the same thing over and over again. It will be relisted in the next 3 days.
Please, can be a specific date because and.
I just said, by the end of the day, you will have
End of
the.
the day, please, I'm great, I'm.
My lord, that item number 45 will be along with 37 whenever over the week.
Yes.
Much obliged.
Yes, Mr. Wood.
Well, we consider, because before lunch, there were certain queries to the NTA to respond. If they can respond, I can.
So in their own turn, they will
All right,
respond.
right.
Now you have to wrap up now and tell.
Correct, certainly. But will it just
What are your submissions now?
5 minutes for me, Mulad.
Yeah, now 5 minutes, please wrap up. Tell.
For me. Mulad, para 8 of my second supplementary submission,
You just formulate now.
Mulad, what I say is, insofar as leak is concerned, I say Sanjeev Mukhia is the history sheeter, is the gangster who is into this business. And he is yet to be arrested. There are people who have been arrested from Rajasthan. The solvers were taken from Rajasthan. Dissemination was through a WhatsApp group on a so it is not possible that it remained confined to Patna. Rest, Lord, the direct evidence to which I am not privy is before my lords. The story given by the CBI that it is in the morning of 5th, the time gap in between and solving and memorization is not impossible to be digested. It's completely unnatural story. Leak has happened, and Lord, if the paper was available on 4th, leak has happened prior to 4th. In any case, Lord, prior to 3, on 3 or prior to 3. Now, Lord, the chart, I just want to show one chart at page 107 of my second supplementary note, where, Lord, I was referring to this city-wise chart. The chart of seeker, Lord, just 2-3 charts I want to demonstrate that there is no bell-shaped curve. It is a square-shaped chart which is there if we put the data together for number of centers. So they have been saying, Lord, if we make it a chart, then Lord, it is sometime west tapering chart. Sometime it is east tapering chart, and sometime it is it's a straight pyramid. So there, Lord, may kindly see page 107, Seeker Rajasthan, one chart for Seeker Rajasthan. My second supplementary submission.
Yes.
So, Lord, may kindly see, this is the chart for seeker. They say bell curve is the actual picture which should arise. Now, Lord, may kindly skip over the next few. Then, Lord, may kindly see at page 108, the last chart. The first chart, Lord, this is the center-wise. The last chart on this page 8 is again indicating something unusual. Then, Lord, may kindly see the next chart at page 109. These kind of charts are, Lord, there, where the people getting 700, 600, 500, even 100, it's a squarish, it becomes. Certainly at variance with the bell curve. Now, my Lord, I leave this data here. Now, my Lord, the other thing, because my second alternative argument, not only alternative, my Lord, in addition to the argument is, in this examination, there was a complete systemic failure, which I have flagged by demonstrating. I'm just recapitulating. One is no address verification. Anybody can go anywhere, and this is one. 2, there was no CCTV camera monitoring. This I substantiate by saying in their own affidavit they say in Savai Madhopur,
No CCTV camera monitoring at which place?
blood at anywhere.
At any?
At no place there was a CCTV. Their claim is that they have been live. There has been a live monitoring through CCTV camera. I demolish it by showing that in Savai Madhopur, it is their case that a question paper in a wrong medium was distributed amongst the students. There was no monitoring. The question paper started at 2 p.m. Their affidavit before this honorable court is that at 4:30.
Well, we'll consider all that now.
No, I'm not. Let me complete.
No, you
4:30.
5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
4:30, they got to know through social media that in Savai Madhopur, there was a wrong question paper distributed. So this is their thing.
All right. Then
Now,
third.
yes. Now, the other red flag is, Milord, they have said the same day re-examination started. They were given about the question paper at Savai Madhopur and other places.
We will read on
This is a bullet point.
I give you 5 minutes. 5 minutes
Yes,
over.
Milord. I'm just giving a bullet point. They say that
Now 5 minutes are over. Now last 30 seconds you can make your bullet point.
yes, but they say that there at certain centers where wrong question paper was given, the same day they have taken the question paper again. I said they were given the question paper maybe in Hindi, maybe in English. The students retained the question paper for 6 hours.
Thank you, Mr. Uda. We'll look at
And
it.
Lord, just one sentence,
say that
I can just add last one sentence, Lord. If this honorable court do not agree, qualified people, qualification is 164 marks. At least qualified people should be asked to redo the examination, which will constitute about 13 lakh people.
13 lakh.
Thank you, Mr. Uda.
13 lakh.
Yes, Mr. Hegde.
Grateful.
My lords have been subjected to a long presentation. I'll keep mine as crisp as possible.
What are your submissions? Just formulate now.
Well, it's just, okay. My submission to your lordship is that classic Michael Sandler question, what is the right thing to do? Today, your lordships is faced with a situation where admittedly there has been a leak from Hazaribagh. Please don't think of it as the Patna leak, think of it as the Hazaribagh leak. It was caught at Patna and we do not know today where all it leaked. Because the papers, your lordships has the investigation reports. The investigation reports say that at least some of the mobiles, the messages went to about 100 people. We do not know the extent of the leak. The timing of the leak, however, we know with reasonable certainty, it did not happen on the morning of the 5th, but it happened at some point prior to the night of the 4th. It could be the 3rd, it could.
Yes.
Now, your lordships will bear in mind that criminal investigations which have gone to the CBI have not gone only from Patna or Hazaribagh. They have gone from 5 different states.
Yes.
That itself is proof that at this point of time, the investigator have not come to any conclusion that this was a localized leak. Now, did we have a fair exam? My lords, here, Neet is used not only as inter-se competition. Neet is also used as a qualification. If you are qualified in Neet, you are not only qualified for the medical colleges at government expense, many foreign countries also take Neet as you have qualified. It's cheaper sometimes to go to Ukraine and get a medical seat based on your Neet qualification because you have passed the qualifying exam of your country. So the 164 cutoff, which turns to about 13 lakh people, all of them, have they been judged by a fair and equitable standard? And can we, with any sense?
164 out of 720 is a qualifying.
Yes.
Percentile, 50%.
It's the 50th percentile. So exactly half of them. Now, the question is, can we say that among them, everybody got marks which they were fairly entitled to? It is my respectful submission, my lords, that in a competitive exam, you cannot trust a competitive exam which turns out 61 toppers. Inevitably, my lords, in any data cohort, you may have 2 or 3 people who may share marks or who may crack it. My lords, when GMAT and all those exams were held, it is rare that somebody cracked everything, got that 7 perfect
Also
score.
the 61, 44 are those actually who got the mark, not grace mark, but got full marks because of question 9.
Because of one
2
question.
and 4.
But that also means that those 44 got marks for 179 questions right. That itself is a very high figure. Those 44 people and then couple it with what is called rank inflation. If the syllabus had been made easy, then a rising tide raises all boats together. What has happened is that in that magic zone of above 650, there are more than 50,000 students. This is a huge red flag. I was asking some of my clients, who their parents are doctors also, to think in terms of a medical analogy. And the analogy I was given was that when you suspect cancer, the tests are inconclusive. Then what you do is, as a matter of precaution, to go into chemotherapy. You cannot take the risk of letting the cancerous substances metastasize. That is where the real problem is. Today, my lords, at a stage of incomplete investigation, if your lordships were to say that, look, so far you have shown us only Hazaribagh, Patna, we do not know exactly where it is going. Do we ask a whole host of people, maybe 24 lakh, maybe 13 lakh, maybe 2 lakhs, to rewrite the exam. What if your lordships were to turn us all down and say that, no, they have given adequate justification? But your lordships at today's date will not be aware as to how many cells or how many persons got into the system. And each government seat is a case of the government spending about 1 crore per year per medical student. So at about 25,000 government seats in the general category, Maloj, I also represent students who have got 690, 640 and all that. They will get a seat somewhere. But what they are not assured of is that they have got a fair rank. They are not.
கிட்டத்தட்ட ஃபைனல் வெர்டிக்ட்க்கு வந்தாச்சுப்பா, ஓகேங்களா? இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ஒரு 30 மினிட்ஸ்க்குள்ள நம்மளுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிடும் என்ன ஏதுங்கிறது. ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் வெயிட். ஏன்னா லாஸ்ட் இயர் அதே மாதிரி தான் சொன்னாங்க, ஃபைனல் டிஸ்கஷன் அப்படின்னாங்க. திருப்பி அதுக்கப்புறம் போஸ்ட்பான் பண்ணுறோன்னு பண்ணாங்க. பட் இன்னைக்கு பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. இன்னைக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய எல்லா கேசஸுமே போஸ்ட்பான் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. பட் நீட் கேசஸை போஸ்ட்பான் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. ஃபுல்லாக வெர்டிக்ட் போயிட்டே இருக்கும் அப் டு 4 o'clock வரையுமே. இன்னைக்கானது இன்னைக்கே என்னங்கிறது தெரிஞ்சிடும் நம்மளுக்கு கன்க்ளூஷன். ஓகே,
And after having taken your lordships through the student perspective, my lords, please look at the institutional perspective. Please look at NTA's constant responses to your lordships. If the NTA had been a serious examination agency, it would have been most concerned about the integrity of the process. But what did it do? On the 5th itself, when it was told that the paper had leaked, and on the 5th, if it had taken a decision that, look, once there is a leakage of a paper, we find it unsafe. And supposing they had taken that decision and we were challenging it, saying, look, it leaked only in one place. How can you scrap an entire exam? Would your lordships have found an outrageous defiance of logic in that decision? I'm turning the question around.
Yes.
The NTA continued to deny the fact that there was a leak. It did not cooperate with the Bihar police. Apparently, the EOU even wrote them letters. They did not immediately cooperate. My lords, there were special circumstances this year. In May and June, everybody was preoccupied with the elections. Nobody was possibly there to guide them. It is quite possible that the administrative agency thought, just let the thing blow over or let whoever comes in guide us. Continually, they kept denying, and it was only when your lordships asked questions that then came that little thing that, yes, we did give grace marks, but we can redo it by a retest for some 1563 students. At that stage also, if they had looked at their own data, if today they have not been transparent, they haven't given the full data. In fact, all the data that Mr. Huda has so painstakingly given your lordships has been after we were served with about 4,500 PDF files. That had to be run through, data had to be extracted, and we can see some hotspots. Whether they are hotspots, whether they are red flags, that is for them to explain. Then, my lords, the NTA continues to be in denial. It's only as late as the 22nd of June that changes are made in personnel and that the CBI is put in charge of the investigation. I do not know what has been there in that report. I do not know whether there is a theory of investigation. But what comes out is that there is an organized gang which has a prior history of leaking papers. It is their business model. And, my lords, when educational excess becomes a business model, the leaked paper is a time-limited commodity. You have it for 2 days or less. You have to maximize profit. And everybody into whose hands it goes, whether it is the paper solver or anybody else, will try to maximize.
Okay. Anything else now?
Just give me 2 more minutes, my lords. The fact is that we cannot tell the students that this is a fair exam. We cannot send a signal to the NTA that we approve of what you have done, nor can we tell those who indulge in these practices that, look, you may very well get away with it. Because if these results stand, those post-dated checks may still be cashed. They still have a value. So therefore, my lords, the safer thing to do is, your lordships has already done it. Your lordships has said retest for those 1563. If your lordships were to treat what has happened so far as step 1 of the exam, everybody above 164 had a chance at a medical seat. Those people, give them a re-examination, because your lordships will see from their own affidavit, which Mr. Huda also pointed out, somebody who's got 720 ends up with 640. Let everybody be accurately measured. That's the least that can be done, my lords. I'm grateful.
Yes.
My lords, just one thing before I go. Since the Solicitor General is here and he likes Urdu poetry, the case can be summarized by one verse. तू इधर उधर की बात ना कर, मुझे ये बता काफिला क्यों लुटा, हमें रहजानों से गिला नहीं है, तेरी रहबरी का सवाल है. It is your guidance. It's your
Rehzano, not Rehzano. It's Rehzano.
Rehzano ki. Oh, obliged.
Yes,
Grateful, my lords.
2 minutes, my lord, just I will take, my lord.
yes, Mr.
My lord, I'll be grateful if your lordship give me little time and relieve me. Now, my lord, I'm grateful in one sense.
Now tell us, you want a retest, you don't want a retest.
I'm absolutely and unmissed and categorical terms asking for a retest. And my lord, I'm not asking for the.
I thought, you didn't want a retest.
No, my lord. My lord, I said, I'm happy that people, my prepared application. What I have said in the application have been echoed my friend Sanjay Hegde and my friend. Treat this examination as a preliminary examination and conduct a main examination now. And I say, I believe that a JEE main preliminary examination. This, my lord, the issue here is not, we are not conducting a criminal trial. But, my lord, we are not even conducting a civil trial. The question whether the accuracy of these allegations are absolutely irrelevant. It is a question of, it is a question of common sense. It's a question of prudence. It's a matter, my lord, I may not be mistaken, it's a matter of governance. But, my lord, I rely on your lordship's own judgment to say that these issues involve violation of fundamental rights and therefore justiciable. I have only one difficulty I am asking myself a question. In Bombay, I always ask a question openly. Here I follow the Supreme Court practice of asking a question to myself. That, my lord, if these issues are justiciable, there are many who are qualified. And can this court ever decide without they being heard? Because these proceedings are not representative proceedings.
What
But, my lord,
do you have to argue on merits?
No, I am coming to that. My lord, the question is, it's an administrative, it's a question of governance.
Right.
Large scale, my
You
lord,
said some other matters waiting for you, so you might as well come to the point.
no, I'm exactly on the point. The point is that the integrity of the examination, the credibility of the examination is under doubt. It is not because my lord, leak is proven in Rajkot. It is not because leak is proved.
Apart from what Mr. Huda argued.
No, I am not saying anything which.
Anything else?
No, my lord, let me.
Submission.
No, my lord, you have been very kind to and very patient to Huda. I am not uttering a word which my friend Huda has said. I will not. Only two things, my lord. The other day I said.
What is the first thing out of the two?
No, my lord.
You said two things. What is the first thing?
First, my lord, only thing which I endorse Huda is as a reference to the bell chart. And the bell chart before that, I rely on the.
That you have shown us now. You
No, I am
labeled
not doing that. I'm taking. I will not say anything which somebody has argued. I will say only deal with issues which nobody has addressed. There is a counter affidavit. I'm not relying on anybody else's document except my friends, the government's counter affidavit. In counter affidavit in writ petition civil number 362 of 2024.
What's the point that you
A point, my lord, is
formulated?
Yes, the point is this graph shown is ex face incorrect. It is, I am only a commerce graduate. I am no engineer, but to me, and it find no difficulty to explain. I take your lordship to page 17 of the counter affidavit. There, my lord, your lordship will find there is a year-wise mark obtained. Your lordship will have a look at, my lord? Yes. Then the total is the 2024 count between 700 to 720, etc., etc. It is the total I have calculated. It comes to 1,42,137. 1,32,137. Now, my lord, they have created a chart. They have given a chart, and that is on the previous page. At page 13, that's a so-called bell curve. It is so microscopic. My lord, here, I take your lordship to page 13, detailed analysis. And my lord, let me take your lordship to the entry 520 to 540. 520 to 540. And that is not directly linked to the dot shown above. It is in between. Now, they are given certain figures. 25.7, 23.2, 20, 12.7, and 2.3. And total is, it is 83,009. Your lordship, my lord, the figures. Take your lordship this chart. There's an important issue to be stated, my lord. This chart, 25, 23, etc. The total is 83,900. Going by their chart, the next page, the total number is 1,42,137. And there's a shortage of 58,237. And therefore, my lord, this chart is manifestly, I'm not using very strong expression, incorrect. My lord, the engineer who consulted said something else. My lord, I only quoted Mark Twain. Lies, damn lies, and statistics. So, my lord, therefore, this chart, this bell chart is a fraud.
All right, thank you.
Then coming to that, my friend took you, your lordship, to the chart of many centers. There, my lord, the bell chart concept. I'm now, my lord, it is not my argument that there is no leak because of the bell chart. It is the argument which my friends have addressed to the court to establish that everything is normal. So this bell chart itself, which shows, here it's all about first impression, what prima facie appears. No question of anything to be proved absolutely. Sikar, anybody can give the explanation that Sikar is an education center, but that explanation will not work with the Rajkot. Rajkot is not a coaching center. But the fact to be considered is, now this leaks has been, the leak industry is worth 2,500 crores because 50,000 medical seats are there, of which 25,000 my lord, on merit basis, and in the medical colleges the capitation fee is anything between 50 lakhs to 1 crore, and therefore this industry, what they are involved in is an industry worth 2,500 crores. And leakage, the question of examination leakage, that has been happening for many years. I would, my lord, it happened in 2013, it happened in 2014, it happened in 2016, and these stations which we have referred to in Haryana, that was all involved in that. And in 2017, the matter was this court took the matter came before this court?
Sir, Nidumar has got the general drift of what you are arguing. Thank you.
Then, my lord, let me conclude it, my lord, with one or two sentences. Then, my lord, let me conclude it. Now, therefore, the question whether the leak which is not in dispute, which occurred in Patna, whether it has reflected in the results elsewhere. For instance, Latur. Latur is not a great educational coaching hub. And that is a question which is not, it is not extremely relevant, because ask any student, and I have filed a petition. I take your lordship to the petition. All the students, the petitioners have scored, all of them have scored more than 650. That they filed an application for implement, and that application.
Yes, Nidumar, that we got to us.
Yes, I will only take your lordship to the marks. The petitioners with the 16 numbers who have scored.
They've all got more than 60.
Yes, the numbers. I'm just taking 1 minute to your lordships. 690. Why are they? Then Anuraga Turko 652, and one of the students is here, and she got.
You got the point.
Yes. So therefore, my lord, I conclude.
Yes. Thank you.
Their examination be cancelled, and a re-examination be conducted for those who are eligible. 13 lakh students.
3.5. Because my first prayer was, my lords, re-Neet. I'm not repeating what my learned seniors have argued. There was only one judgment for your lordship's assistance, my lord. The observations are very relevant in this Tanvi Sarwal's judgment.
Sarwal's case.
Because, my lords, in lordships came to a conclusion that there were 44 students confirmed with a benefit. In that situation also, your lordships were...
6 lakhs.
Yes, out of 6 lakhs. But your lordships were in a situation to see what could be done in this situation, whether it should cancel the exam or, my lords, wait for the investigation. But in that situation, your lordships have cancelled the exam, certain observations, because ultimately these are medical doctors who are playing with their lives, my lords. They will be...
What is that?
Yes, my lords. 2015 6 SCC
573.
573. Yes. I would, if my learned court master could
just repeat
this. 2015
and
6 SCs.
Lords, 2015 6 SCC 573. Lords,
One of the petitions what we have filed, it is picture attached with the resolution.
Lords, here in this situation, in this matter also, the investigation was in process. Certain reports were before your lordships. And your lordships did come to a conclusion that we don't need to wait for the reports. The very fact that 44 also have benefited. Lordship may just turn to 5.
இன்ன வரையுமே பேப்பர் லீக்கான மாஸ் லீக் அப்படி மீன்ஸ் என்னன்னா ஒயிட் ஸ்ப்ரெட் நடந்ததுக்கான எந்த ப்ரூஃப்மே வந்து கிடைக்கல அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. அந்த நீட் கேசஸ்ல வந்து எக்கச்சக்கமான அட்வொகேட் வந்து ஆஜராயிருப்பாங்களே. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஹூடா சார் வந்து பண்ணாங்க, அடுத்த ஹெட்ஜ், அடுத்து ஒவ்வொருத்தவங்களா இப்போ வந்து பண்றாங்க. இப்போதைக்கு கடைசி கன்க்ளூஷனுக்கு வந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஓகேங்களா? ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் வெயிட்.
593 page minutes. Let's para 14.19. This was also Milord's medical examination, APIMT Milord's at that time, which CBSE was conducting before the NEET came in Milord's. If I may read Milord's 14.19. Till date, 44 candidates have been, am I with your lordships? Yes. Till date, 44 candidates have been found to be confirmed beneficiaries in the scheme who have been supplied with answer keys during the examination through electronic devices installed in their vests. Out of 358 suspects, mobile numbers of beneficiaries, 44 have been found to be registered at fake identities. 166 Milord, all those were respect of the facts which were there in that. Then 15 Milords, the investigating agency in this report has stated in clear terms that from the disclosures recorded, it is beyond doubt that the strategy of providing answer keys has been executed by an organized gang with a network spreading over different parts of the country. The Inspector General Haryana, who was present with his team, having been granted the leave, submitted the investigation in full swing is in progress. Milords, then I'll take your lordship down, Milords, where your lordships have held para 19 Milords. Segregating only the already 44 identified candidates stated to be the beneficiaries of the unprincipled maneuver by withholding their results for the time being, in our comprehension, cannot be the solution to the problem that confronts all of us. Not only thereby, if the process is allowed to advance, it would be pushed to the vortex of litigation pertaining thereto in the foreseeable future. The prospects of the candidates would not only remain uncertain and tentative, they would also remain plagued with the prolonged anguish and anxiety involved in the ordeal of court cases. Acting on this opinion would in our estimate amount to driving knowingly the students who are not at fault to an uncertain future with their academic career in jeopardy on many counts. Further, there would also be lurking possibility of unidentified beneficiaries. This is important. Candidates stealing a march over them on the basis of the advantages availed by them through the underhand dealings as revealed, having regard to the facts that the course involved. Sorry, Mr.
ப்ளீஸ் வெயிட் ஃபார் கொஞ்ச நேரத்தில் நம்மளுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிடும் ஓகேங்களா. ஒவ்வொரு அட்வொகேட்டாக இப்போ பேச ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. ஒவ்வொரு அட்வொகேட்டுக்கும் கிட்டத்தட்ட 5 minutes டைம் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஒவ்வொரு அட்வொகேட்டுமே அவங்களோட கருத்துக்களை சொன்னதுக்கப்புறம் ஃபைனல் கன்க்ளூஷன் நமக்கு தெரிஞ்சிடும். ப்ளீஸ் வெயிட் ஓகேங்களா. ஒவ்வொருத்தவங்களும் ஒவ்வொரு மாதிரி சொல்லாதீங்க. ஏன்னா இப்போ வரையுமே இந்த ஸ்டேஜ் வரையுமே எந்த ஒரு ப்ரூஃப்மே வந்து ஒயிட் ஸ்ப்ரெட் நடந்ததுக்கான ப்ரூஃப் வந்து ஜட்ஜஸ் கையில் கிடைக்கல அப்படிங்கிறத சொல்லிட்டாங்க. ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் வெயிட், ஃபைனல் கன்க்ளூஷன் என்ன வருது அப்படிங்கிறத வெயிட் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம் ஓகேங்களா.
Yes.
Yes, Milods, at the top of 595, very relevant, Milods, having regard to the fact that the course involved with time would yield the future generations of doctors for the country who would be in charge of public health, their inherent merit to quality for taking the course can by no means be compromised. Then, Milods, then they talk about the facts of the case, Milods, and then, Milods, around Milods 8-9 lines from the top, we are conscious of the fact that every examination being conducted by human agency is likely to suffer from some shortcomings, but deliberate inroads into a framework of the magnitude and the nature as exhibited in the present case demonstrate a deep-seated and pervasive impact, which ought to not to be disregarded or glossed over, lest it may amount to travesty of proclaimed mechanism to impartially judge the comparative merit of the candidates partaking therein. Then, Milods, if your lordship may come down to Milods para 21, conscious are we that as a consequence, all India PMT Dental 2015 would have to be annulled, thereby disturbing the time schedule given by this court in so-and-so judgments, Milods. Though we respectfully subscribe to the calendar of the dates fixed in these cases, more particularly in the textual context thereof, we perceive that in the extraordinary fact situation that confronts us, where the examination involved is vitiated to the core by use of deceitful means and measures to the benefit of some, the consideration of departure from the set time schedule per se would not be a wholesome justification to sustain the otherwise tainted exercise. The time frame fixed by this court in the above case, in our opinion, we are not intended to be inflexibly adhered to in the situation of the kind with which we are seized off. The schedule of dates was fixed so as to streamline and discipline the process of admission by uniform application. So, Milods, in this, Milods, then para 23, we are aware that the abrogation of the exam would result in some inconvenience to all concerned and that some extra time would be consumed for holding fresh examinations with the renewed efforts. This, however, according to us, is the price that stakeholders would have to suffer in order to maintain the impeccable and irrefutable sanctity and credibility of the process of examination, to assess the innate worth and capability of the participating candidates for being assigned inter se merits. Okay.
So, Milords, in this, your lordships did order re-examination of more than 6 lakh students. Milords, at the cost when 44 was available before them that yes, they are confirmed beneficiaries. And Milords, the last submission in this, which I am obliged to my learned friend to have shown it, there is a statement of line, even if one undeserving candidate, this is in para 20, even if one undeserving candidate, a beneficiary of such illegal mechanism, though undetected, is retained in the process, it would be a denial of claim for more deserving candidates. Milords. So, when it's para 20, lordships have said that. Because today, the investigation, there are other players in my petition. Your lordships are only considering Neet as of now because other players as of.
Like what?
Yes, Milord. I have said, Milord, in the alternative, Milord, if your lordships are not inclined, Milord, there were many students, not only 1563 students, who had been given question papers late